Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the next half hour, the state attorney's office makes a breakthrough announcement on a crime that occurred 40 years ago. MCPS holds its annual drive for school supplies. And later, some Rockville athletes get a visit from DC United. But first, Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett has transmitted a plan for approximately $51 million in recommended savings from the budgets of county government and county agencies. My MC Media's Sonia Burke reports the plan is now in the hands of county council members.
Just 2 months after approving the county's fiscal year 2016 budget, county council committees are now reviewing the county executive's recommended $51 million savings plan. In a memo outlining the savings plan, the county executive said it was critical to implement a savings plan now to avoid more significant budget reductions later. At his briefing with reporters this week, Council President George Leventhal talked about the need for the plan.
I am committed, and my colleagues are committed, to producing a savings plan here. We made our major decisions on our fiscal 16 budget on May 14th, and then on May 18th, the 5-4 decision by the U.S. Supreme Court in the Wynn case was adverse to Montgomery County, and that is combined with shortfalls in our estimated income tax revenues.
But the council president says he does not expect council members to support all of the executive's proposed cuts.
We're going to review the proposals that Mr. Leggett sent us. We will agree with many of them. We will not agree with several of them.
Council members have already received hundreds of emails from the public about some of the proposed cuts.
We're hearing from the community that agrees with me that we ought to make it a priority to house our homeless veterans. We're getting hundreds of emails on that. We're getting hundreds of emails on the issue of the supplement for attendants who assist developmentally disabled clients. We're hearing from a lot of folks in Tacoma Park about the closure of the Piney Branch Elementary School swimming pool. Those, I think, are the three biggest topics right at this moment.
Officials have posted a link on the council's website so you can weigh in on this plan too. The full council is scheduled to review and vote on the savings plan on July 28th at the last meeting before the council's August recess. For County Report this week, I'm Sonia Burke.
In the midst of financial challenges for FY16, the county has received a national award for excellence in financial transparency from the Government Finance Officers Association. This has to do with the implementation of a year ago of the Open Budget Portal and the Spending Montgomery site that make viewing budget and expenditures user-friendly. The Financial Transparency Suite promotes understanding of how the county does business and improves access to detailed financial data. The award represents the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting. President Obama noted the work of Montgomery County's correctional system in his speech at the NAACP convention in Philadelphia recently. He applauded the fact that the inmate population engages in workforce development.
Some places are doing better than others. Montgomery County, Maryland, put a job training center inside the prison walls to give folks a head start in thinking about what might you do otherwise than committing crime. That's a good idea. Here's another good idea, one with bipartisan support in Congress. Let's reward prisoners with reduced sentences if they complete programs that make them less likely to commit a repeat offense.
Access to employment resources through the American Job Center has improved employment outcomes for former inmates. Last year, Labor Secretary Tom Perez visited the facility to see firsthand the one-stop workshop at the county jail. Since then, the federal government has allocated $8 million in grants for other jurisdictions to replicate Montgomery's model. In County Council news, a public hearing on a bill that would expand food truck hours to include the breakfast rush and after-dinner hours. This legislation has the support of the majority of the council, but it was not crafted in the usual manner. Susan Kennedy has the story.
So excited to be presented.
Take a good look at these three young men. Someday they could be representing you in some form of government. These rising seniors at Wheaton High School have done something that no one before them has accomplished. They've introduced a bill before the County Council.
Bill 3215 was brought to Councilmember Reamer and myself by a group of students at Wheaton High School.
It started earlier this spring when the group, along with their colleague Eliza Lamaga, visited with council staff about their idea to extend the hours that food trucks can operate here in the county.
Right now, the legislation that is put in place in Montgomery County.
It's just really, the legislation in the county right now really prohibits them from being able to start up, so it really discourages other future food trucks to be able to start their business.
Their idea was met with enthusiasm from both council and staff. So this group from the Wheaton Innovation Lab set off to craft a bill that they believed would improve the viability of operating a food truck here in the county.
It can be a real transformative experience when you get to understand government in the unique way that these three students are now understanding it.
I see this as an extraordinary model for our county. I think it's always very exciting when young people recognize an issue in their community and are taught and understand the process to make a difference.
The bill would define food service trucks and allow food truck operators to conduct business between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Currently, food trucks cannot operate before 9 a.m. or after dusk.
I wasn't really expecting much when we first did this project. I thought we as a group were just going to pass a bill on and it wasn't going to go through. So I'm surprised we're actually here today.
These potential lawmakers all agree this real-life experience has been invaluable and has taught them the importance of standing up for what you believe in.
And being a part of something, it really gives you something, to look forward to. Always being a part of something and doing something to better your community and setting an example for others, who may not have the right leaderships in their lives.
Perhaps some of you will go into government as a result of this experience, but we'll see.
I feel like I can use what I've learned, where the communicating in engineering, and maybe I'll pursue something in government.
The bill now moves on to public hearing before it will head to committee for discussion. In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Coming up in County Report This Week, the state attorney's office announces indictment of the person that allegedly killed two Wheaton girls in 1975. And police continue to warn about thefts from automobiles. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going.
Recycle more now.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Pagelli. State Attorney John McCarthy announced that Lloyd Welch has been indicted with 2 counts of first-degree felony murder for the death of the Lyon sisters back in 1975. John and Mary Lyon attended the press event where law enforcement officials announced indictment of their daughter's alleged killer.
The men and women of the Montgomery County Police Department have never given up on finding these girls. This case has been looked at many times through the years as we worked to give answers to the Lyon family and bring justice to this case. With today's announcement, we're finally able to start answering the questions of what happened in April of 1975.
Lloyd Lee Welch is a 58-year-old imprisoned child sex offender serving a sentence in Delaware. He faces 2 counts of first-degree felony murder for the disappearance of Sheila Lyon, who was 12, and her sister Catherine, who was 10 at the time. The sisters vanished after walking to a shopping mall in Wheaton to look for Easter decorations.
Virginia State Police, Montgomery County Police, Bedford County Sheriff's officers spent many painstaking hours in very rough terrain, in very heavy, cold, snowy weather up on the mountains looking for forensic evidence in this particular case.
According to court documents, back in '75, Lloyd Welch showed up at a relative's home in Bedford County in Virginia carrying 2 duffel bags, each weighing about 70 pounds. The bags had red stains and an odor of decay. A fire was built and the bags were thrown into it. The account of the fire and duffel bags came to detectives by Welch's cousin.
Non-cooperation has prolonged this investigation and made it difficult. Whether or not it amounts to formal obstruction of justice charges is to be determined. It is being evaluated. I will say one family member, Patricia Welch, was indicted and is to stand trial for perjury before the multi-jurisdictional grand jury.
Should the case go to trial, prosecutors face a difficult task. It is unclear where the girls were killed. No bodies have been found, and putting together a case after 40 years might be challenging. Lloyd Welch has said that he had nothing to do with the girls' disappearance. There are upcoming changes to increase reliability on the Ride-On Free Shuttle that runs in downtown Silver Spring. MC Media's Alini Barros reports.
Getting around Silver Spring is important to residents. That's why members of the Silver Spring Advisory Board want to know more about Van Gogh upcoming changes.
We wanted to just kind of share with you some of the things that have been going on with the Van Gogh and some of the things that we're planning to go forward with.
Van Gogh is DOT's free shuttle that runs in downtown Silver Spring. This September, Van Gogh drivers will take on a driving experiment called interlining.
A bus will go from the Route 28 to the Route 8, might come back, make another trip on the 28, and then make a trip on the 18 and go into Tacoma Park. So it's one operator, it's one bus, but it's going from line to line.
This new approach comes after drivers told officials it's boring to drive the same route.
And what the drivers told us is it's just too much, just going around in these circles hour after hour after hour.
Board members also want to raise awareness about the free service. Officials say routes have been posted in bus shelters. In case you didn't know, there are 5 trips per hour and an average of 90 trips per day from Monday to Friday.
It's an invaluable service and it's a free service for the people of Silver Spring, particularly in the Silver Spring district. Throughout the day, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people walking around Silver Spring. It allows us to expand our use of the central business district even more so with the Van Gogh.
Not a lot of people know that there is a free circulator in downtown Silver Spring. Indeed, you come to an event in the Civic Building and the Van Gogh route is literally right there across the street by the theaters.
Van Gogh service is also available on Fridays and Saturdays until 2 a.m. and it runs every 12 minutes. For County Report this week, I'm Alini Barros.
The Montgomery County Police Department continues investigating a series of auto property thefts that have occurred while people are filling up their vehicles with gas. The suspects look for a distracted victim and quickly enter the victim's vehicle to rob them of their belongings inside the vehicle or even take their car.
The most common crime in our county is theft from vehicles. The good news is there are simple steps that you can take to lessen your chance of becoming a victim. Number 1, we are fortunate to live in a very safe county, but please don't take your safety for granted. Lock your car doors. The majority of people become victims because they've made it easy for the bad guys and left their car unlocked. Number 2, don't leave anything of value visible inside your car. Cars have been broken into throughout the county when the thief has been able to see even a handful of spare change inside. So you certainly never want to leave your purse, laptop, even your sunglasses.
Police urge residents to remove their keys from their vehicle's ignition and lock their vehicles while they are at gas stations. Anyone with information about these thefts is asked to call the Centralized Auto Theft Section at 240-773-6370. Montgomery County wants to remind its residents about being safe this summer. And for more information on that, we turn to the Fire and Rescue Department. Fire Chief Scott Goldstein joins us to talk about some of the dangers you may come across. Chief?
As summer gets hotter, we want to go to the pool.
When we go to the pool, we have to always be cautious and aware of safety issues around swimming, around any type of water environment. Always have a partner. Always be there with somebody else. If you don't know how to swim, don't assume that a flotation device is an adequate supplement for supervision. Have a friend there. Always be able to activate the 911 system when you're at the pool, at a lake, or near a river. When we talk about summer safety, we also go into bicycles. We start riding our bikes. We need to always ensure that everybody has a bicycle helmet on, especially our children. Our heads are going to be very vulnerable in a crash, and we need to protect our bodies through that component. Summer safety is always a time to look back at your smoke detectors. Ensure that your house has a smoke detector. Ensure your smoke detector is operating, and when it goes off, evacuate the house, get outside, call 911 from outside the house. Never go back in after the smoke detector is activated. Summer safety, focus on your elements, stay safe, try to stay cool.
Coming up on County Report this week, MCPS holds its Drive for Supplies. And we take you to a summer dinner theater in Montgomery College. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
There's a reason why area law enforcement are out enforcing pedestrian and traffic safety laws and preventing killer pedestrian crashes. Be alert, be street smart.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lauren Avigilli. Montgomery County Public Schools, in collaboration with Learn Shop Incorporated, held its annual drive for supplies at Richard Montgomery High School. MCPS TV has more.
Drive for Supplies, an annual MCPS summer event, now in its 16th year, collects and distributes new and gently used school supplies to Montgomery County families in need. The supplies come from MCPS families and staff who collect and donate supplies as they clean out lockers, desks, and closets at the end of the school year.
What you see around here represents over 80 schools participating and hundreds of students and staff in all these schools putting together their efforts to be able to bring all these supplies here today that are going to benefit everyone here and many others.
We work with a lot of people in the community, so a lot of the school supplies are being directed to other parents and other communities in Silver Spring.
It's a great opportunity for students who need materials, school supplies, to come and get them free of charge and feel prepared and ready to go at the start of the new school year.
In an opening press conference, MCPS board members and members of the community expressed support for this program.
Well, Drive for Supplies really is a student-driven effort, one, to give back to the community valuable school supplies that ordinarily would just be left in lockers or thrown out in the trash. It's also important that students are helping to recycle, reduce their carbon footprint on the environment. That's a great lesson to learn.
65 volunteer student leaders earned student service learning hours as they worked organizing and sorting more than 13,000 pounds of supplies. Everything from binders to pencils to markers to notebooks.
It's really important because I get to help others, and that makes me really happy. It makes me feel like a better person.
Are you a fan of live theater looking for the hottest shows this summer? Well, Montgomery College has you covered with a theatrical trial you won't want to miss.
The Montgomery College Summer Dinner Theater is back with a show on trial for you to see.
Well, Legally Blonde is a musical based on the 2001 film with Reese Witherspoon, and it was a Broadway musical in 2007. And here we are at Montgomery College this year bringing that story to life on stage.
The program, which is now in its 38th year, is a series of full-fledged theatrical performances put on by Montgomery College students throughout the summer season. Since these are complete theatrical shows, the Summer Dinner Theater program competes with local theater groups for garnering the rights to popular plays.
It's a challenge sometimes to choose a show, because if we choose a show that another theater in the area is doing, we can't do it.
Students in this program are given the opportunity to hone their skills in all aspects of theater production.
What we're creating here is an opportunity for the students to learn from professional staff, and they can take what they've learned and use that when they decide to move on in their career. Most of the students here are interested in actually pursuing a career in the performing arts in some fashion. And so really what we're doing here is special. There's not another program like it.
If you're just as interested in enjoying a meal along with the show, there are a few new options being offered during this year's performances.
If you're interested in the buffet, the dinner aspect, you want to come on the Saturday and Sunday performances. And if you're interested in maybe getting a little bit of a cheaper ticket, a little more casual atmosphere, then you want to come on our Friday night performances.
You can catch the Montgomery College Summer Dinner Theater's rendition of Legally Blonde from July 17th through August 2nd. For more information on purchasing tickets, visit the box office or go to www.montgomerycollege.edu/SDT. For County Report This Week, I'm James McLean.
And this week on the county's Spanish language radio show, we had guests from the Department of Health and Human Services to talk about the Infants and Toddlers Program, which helps families obtain free screenings for developmental delays for their children and also provide resources for young children.
We develop what's called an individual family service plan, which is a document that works with the family and the provider, says, okay, what kind of interventions, whether it's speech, physical therapy, a motor issue, cognition issue, or just behavioral type of things that the family wants to work on with their child.
There are 5 sites throughout the county where families can receive coaching on helping their children. To qualify, the child must reside in the county and be 0 to 3 years of age. For more information, call 240-777-4809. The Wings of Fancy Butterfly exhibit is back at Brookside Gardens. The display runs through October, and it is a must-see for all ages. We go to our friends at Brookside Gardens for more.
Welcome. Here we are at the Wings of Fancy Butterfly exhibit at Brookside Gardens Conservatory. Inside this greenhouse, we have butterflies from all over the world flying around freely among plants that provide them with nectar. You can see the entire life cycle of the butterfly when you come here, from eggs to caterpillars to the pupa to the flying adults. We also want you to just enjoy the motion and the color and the just kind of the fantasy land that this greenhouse becomes when it just becomes Butterfly World. So it's really a special event that runs for a limited time, and it's open every day. A visit to the exhibit is a great thing to do even if you're just a mom and a child, or you've got friends visiting from out of town. But the butterfly exhibit has become a really popular destination for group visits of all kinds. And we do ask that if you are thinking of bringing a group of 15 or more to the butterfly exhibit, that you please call ahead and make a reservation so that we know that you're coming. During May and September, in the mornings from 10 to 1, we have a large number of school groups that make reservations and come and get tours of the exhibit. So make sure that you get a chance to come down and visit, bring your friends and family. It's really an interesting, exciting exhibit, not just for children, but for adults and groups of all ages and kinds.
For more information, visit brooksidegardens.org. Coming up on County Report this week, DC United visits Rockville. And the county's agricultural fair is just around the corner. Stay tuned. County Report this week. We'll be right back.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers?
But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. DC United recently paid a visit to the city of Rockville to give a special donation to a youth development program. Rockville 11's Danny Bozzini has the story.
On July 3rd, DC United goalie Andrew Dykstra made 4 saves. For every save he made, the team donated $500 worth of equipment, totaling $2,000 to the Rockville's Latino Youth Development Program. But it wasn't just equipment that was donated.
DC United forward Connor Doyle made a special trip to Rockville to meet the boys in the program.
Pretty amazed that a DC United player could come and play with us, and because we've had fun, and he's only been here for 30 minutes already.
Rockville's Latino Youth Development Program encourages boys to stay active by providing physical activity. It also promotes drug and alcohol prevention and ensures that they stay on track in school.
We knew that this was the perfect match for this type of donation.
The Every Save Makes a Difference program donates new equipment to underserved Latino youth organizations in the DC metropolitan area. Part of the program includes DC United players meeting and training with the kids. Rockville is lucky enough to have DC United forward Connor Doyle come out and play.
Just one player for them is like having 10 players. And for me as well, the fact that they come out and have the time to do this, it's just wonderful.
I'm having a good time, especially with the player, because he does a lot of tricks and he's really good.
Doyle has already made an impact.
I'll probably look up to them and try to do the same thing because, they help me out and I'm going to help people out too.
For County Report this week, I'm Danny Bozzini.
It is time to congratulate several county departments and its staff. The National Association of Counties has awarded 30 NACO Achievement Awards this year for outstanding programs. Executive Ike Leggett has said that these awards reflect the dedication and commitment of county employees. Some of the awarded departments were Consumer Protection for exposing unlicensed contractors, Correction and Rehabilitation for implementing a food services program for inmates, and Police for the Project Surge program, among others. A total of 14 departments received the prestigious National Association of Counties recognition. Congratulations to all. We want to remind you about an event coming up. The month of August would not be complete without a visit to the annual Montgomery County Agricultural Fair at the fairgrounds in Gaithersburg. The Montgomery County Agricultural Fair is Maryland's leading county fair. This 9-day event showcases entertainment, livestock, rides, food, and exhibits. This is one of the largest single events in the Washington, D.C. area, and the gates will be open August 14th through the 22nd. For more information, visit mcagfair.com. And mark your calendars for Montgomery County's 26th Annual Farm Tour and Harvest Sale on July 25th and 26th. You can spend a day in the country petting farm animals or having lunch by a scenic pond. You can also pick your own berries and purchase fresh fruit, vegetables, and flowers during this celebration of Montgomery County's agricultural heritage. Most of the farms will be open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can learn more about the participating farms and their locations on the county's website. With that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. We leave you today with some images from Glen Echo Park. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.